It's your boy, Jeff Jones.
It's the one and only upset specialist, Thomas Boykin.
Yeah. Always and forever who? Mr. Mike Jones.
And this is 234 Sports Talk. Fellas, let's talk about it. Man, let's talk about this college football playoff. My goodness.
Man.
Everybody in Florida is upset. Because Florida State has been snubbed.
With good reason.
Fellas, as we look at this college football playoff, how do you guys feel about the teams that were selected?
Number one, I'm biased. Well, I'm not biased. I like my Big Ten football, but fair is fair. There is no way you put Alabama and Texas in this top four. There's no way. There's no way. The closest Oregon has been to the top four is 5. The closest Bama's been to the top four is 7. So you're going to move a 7 seed in front of a 4 seed. Come on, man. And you're looking at 2 one-loss teams in the final, and you still got a conference champion that's undefeated that's left out in the cold. And they're a major college brand, which ACC. So why not put the ACC in there as an undefeated conference champ? This is what they wanted. They want an undefeated conference champ. You got an undefeated conference champ. Well, they got strength of schedule. Man, listen, if y'all don't take a look at Alabama's schedule, y'all tripping. If you don't look at Texas' schedule, y'all tripping. The only game that was after Texas beat Bama, they turned around and got blown by Oklahoma, which they ain't even in the top 15. So you're going to put a team that, yeah, they won the conference championship with 1 loss, but their bad loss was to Oklahoma. Come on, man. This don't make sense. What you got on the MJ?
Yeah, man, it's terrible, man. It makes you lose respect for the college football game, man. You know, it almost seemed like the BCS was getting it more right than what this committee is doing. At least the BCS would take a team that hasn't lost the game and factor in that they are conference champions. You know, you're taking away the value of being undefeated. You're taking the value away, man. There is no way. I mean, Alabama, man, they lost. I mean, they played some tight games against some teams that was straight boo boo, you know. And to me, they shouldn't have beat Auburn. You know, I think Alabama has been given this just get out of jail card, man, because you know, all season long, man, it seemed like they was trying to get Alabama in this playoff. And if we're going to take a 1-loss team, I mean, you got to factor in Georgia and Ohio State. They are more worthy than Alabama and Texas, like you said, Thomas. So, yeah, it's man, that's not a good thing. And then, you know, so they took away from Florida State saying, well, they really don't have a quarterback now to compete. Well, you know what? I always thought that it was about defense win championship. You know, you don't know what Florida State could have shut any team down, you know, and kick a field goal, you know. But yeah, it's messed up, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, you would think the BCS learned their lesson last year from TCU. You snub a team that's they not that good. Their strength of schedule, when TCU dang near took a championship.
Yeah,
you can't unlock that. You can't leave that out. There's no way you leave that part of the game out. The only 1-loss team that should have been in the bottom 4 should have been either Georgia, being a defending national champ, or Ohio State strength of schedule. That's the only 1-loss team you're going to put in.
Absolutely.
But you're going to put 2 1-loss teams in over an undefeated conference champ. That's just wrong.
Yeah,
That's a
that's wrong.
travesty with sports.
And you know, let's say Alabama or Texas win the championship. That still don't make it right. It
No,
don't make it right.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
You
Because
know,
now you're taking the team that's, I'll say this about Georgia, you're taking a team that's been dominant all year, that stayed at number one for pretty much the whole season. They lose at the end. You penalize them for losing at the end, but you bring in a number 7 seed with a 1 loss, even though they just beat Georgia. You bring them in over Georgia, who's the defending champs, who ain't lost a game in 2 years.
but see, too, you know, Thomas and Jeff, is this, you know, you get rewarded for losing late. I mean, for losing early in the season. If you lose early in the season, it could be a bad loss, you know.
Facts.
But if you lose, you know, I guess it's that saying, "What have you done for me lately, man?" But
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
sucks, man. Sucks.
It bites. And now you have coaches actually, and this was a topic also that I saw on ESPN earlier. You looking at teams now that may think about, you know what? Forget strength of schedule. We just gonna play cupcakes and be undefeated and put our name in the mix.
Why not? Why not?
What's the purpose in starting off with a banger when I don't get no credit for starting off with a banger?
And
Let's
you know
play
what?
cupcakes all season.
And you know what, Thomas? If I'm the commissioner of the Big Ten or the SEC, especially the Big Ten, if my 2 best teams are Michigan and Ohio State, and you're gonna penalize us if either team lose late in the season, I'm gonna move that game up to September and let them play. So whoever loses, guess what? They ain't out of it.
Now,
All they gotta do is win it.
Here's what's gonna be the kicker. If I'm the Big Ten, I schedule all my games in conference because the conference is gonna be that strong next year.
Yep.
Keep in mind, you're adding UCLA, USC, Washington, and Oregon, all in the Big Ten. Now, you play that slate, run that slate, and go Big Ten. Who are you gonna deny strength of schedule?
Well, look, if that's the case, then if I'm the SEC, then I do play a Chattanooga and all that. Because look, if you do that, what you're talking about, Thomas, you're gonna cannibalize yourself. Whereas if you play cupcakes, you're gonna have an undefeated. Well, I guess undefeated don't mean nothing though, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So now, if I run the gauntlet in my conference and play everybody in my conference, ain't no doubt you can't deny me anything.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's
Just
right.
like if the SEC was to do the same thing with adding Oklahoma and Texas. Run the gauntlet in your conference. If you got a conference champ, you can't deny it.
Yeah, but look, here's the deal though. Say these other conferences, man, they go undefeated. Teams out the Big 12. See now you give those teams nothing to play for.
Sure you do. Here's the thing. They're talking about expanding to 12 teams, right?
Yeah.
You got to, as a power conference, in order to get in that top 12, you got to be a conference champ. Because it ain't.
Yeah,
it's more than 12 conferences in the United States. Especially Division I. You still got Conference USA, ACC, all that. You put all that together in a 12-team field and run the gauntlet, you got a national champ. Regardless of what conference you came from, you have a national champ, period. There's no denying.
So you look at it this way. So you got, what they say, the Power 5. So it's 5 major conferences, right?
Right.
And so you get a champion for 5 of those schools for winning their championship. So the other 5 are going to come. So the other 7 are going to come from where?
Conference USA, the MAC, the Mountain West. You still got all these other things that's out there. Okay. You got to give them cats a chance too, because they may run the gauntlet and go undefeated. They got to look at it. That's why I said they need to expand it to at least 20 to include every conference, a lot of conferences out there. So that way you don't know what these little schools might pull off. Appalachian State.
JMU.
You never know. So you got to take a look at some things here, because what they're doing now is broken. Is definitely broken. The only true tournament that's in right now is the NCAA basketball tournament, because you got to run a gauntlet to win a championship. You have to.
Right.
And if you don't show up, you're going home.
So do you guys feel like this is bad for college football? You feel like
They
this
made this a travesty, dude. They made this a travesty. This, you can't punish an undefeated team. You can't. It don't make sense, especially when you got your top three, Michigan, Washington, undefeated conference champs.
Right. Yeah, Jeff. It is. It's a bad. It's bad for the college football. Thing about it is, college football is so governed by so many people. Unlike the NFL, they have a commissioner that sits, and it just, they make up some ridiculous rules in college football, man. I don't know if it's trying to protect the player, the school, but I think, it's a lot of money that flows around. I think it's a lot of bias in college football. And I think that what hurts college football.
and I didn't really want to go there, but since you did bring it up, do you really feel like this move to jump Alabama up into the mix? I'm not, I know they beat number one. I get that. Do you think that this move is all about dollars and cents?
This move is all about, number one, keeping Alabama relevant. Because Alabama's been relevant in so many national championships and so many tournaments that they find a way to put Alabama back in the mix, which is bull crap, because everybody talks about strength of schedule. If you look at Bama's strength of schedule, they ain't played nobody. The other thing, it's just bad, man. This is just, the way they're governing college football now is just all bad. There's no reward for being good, for being undefeated good.
Hey, I tell you what, too, Jeff and Thomas, I'm not, Alabama, I think, they won it. I think Big Dogs wanted them in, but I honestly believe that the SEC overall, I think they, sometimes you got to just sit and say, hey, the SEC weren't as good as Florida State. You know what I'm saying? I think it has something to do with the conference as well. I think the SEC, I think they wanted a team from the SEC.
I believe that.
And of course, Texas definitely they could be in any conference, and if they got a chance to be in that top four, Texas is gonna get in there. That money's gonna talk. So yeah, I think money does a whole lot in college football as far as the alumni, those big NIL. Hey, my team, in fact, Florida State. For Florida, the governor is jumping into this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's lets you know, man. It's too many people that's
got their hands in the mix, man.
Right.
It's too many. Just like if you look at the matchup, and it's proven now. It's coming down. They're making it a proven statement. If you look at one of the first championship game, they got Alabama playing Michigan. They're trying to make a clear statement about SEC and Big Ten.
Yeah.
Clear statement. If you want ratings, why aren't you setting Alabama and Michigan on a collision course in a national championship game?
Right.
Come on.
Hey, truth be told, that Washington squad, man, I'm loving them. I'm loving me some Michael
Washington is not to be slept on.
I'm telling you.
Washington is not to be slept on. But here's the thing. I wonder in their sleep how they determine 1 and 2. with Washington and Michigan.
Well,
Because their strength of schedule is about equal.
but you know,
Advantage Washington because I beat Oregon twice.
yeah, but look, Thomas, I'm gonna tell you why Michigan. See, Washington was like they was way in the back of the pack. And I ain't gonna say way in the back, but they was in the back of the pack. Whereas Michigan started out the season top dogs running. So even though Washington had that strong strength of schedule, you know, Michigan just didn't lose. So I guess that that's an easy out right there too.
True that. I can see that. Definitely I can see that.
My thing is this. If those 4 undefeated teams had made it, and then granted, you might not like this, Tom, I would have just I would throw all 4 teams in a bucket, in a hat. And whatever, it's almost like I would do it like the draft, the NBA, NFL draft. You pick a number, your team pick a number, and whichever one you get, hey, I'm Washington, I'm number 1. Who I play? Oh, I got Alabama, so.
Whoever picks 1, whoever picks 4, that's who plays.
Yeah.
I mean, the other 2 is a no-brainer. If you pick 1 and you pick 4, the other 2 is no-brainers.
Right. To take some of this bias out of it, I mean,
At least it's that. But I'd rather, like I was talking about earlier, I'd rather see them put 20 teams out there and run a gauntlet. That way you got a true national champ. It's not based off of 2 games. It's based off of, 12?
So look, would you not like for the NCAA to be like the NFL?
I could see that too, have a playoff system. I could see that too.
Yeah.
I could see having a playoff field as well. That way you can even if you do that, you divide the nation east and west or north and south. You're top in the north, you're top in the south, you're top in the east, you're top in the west. Bam, there you go. Go at it.
Yeah. Yep. They need us on the committee.
They don't want to see that because there's too much like right.
Hey,
they don't want to see this too much like right.
They put me on the committee. I'm gonna put a 4-loss Tennessee Vols up there.
That part. And I'll be like, yeah, what he said.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. But
So
yeah,
guys, speaking of the committee, Mike Jones, you kind of hit on this. You think they should just go to having maybe just a commissioner and one head honcho running the show?
No, I think they shouldn't have a head honcho. I think everything should be based on what it's supposed to be based on: winning. If you win, there's no discussion. It is what it is. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose.
Well, look, but see, here's the thing, though, Thomas. When you think about the NFL with a commissioner, like, because like I said, man, even with the NIL deal, Congress is trying to sit up there and run and stick their nose in the NCAA and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you just had one person that was, in charge of this, that it takes everybody out, man, because everybody's trying to screw it up, man. I don't know. So I think it needs a commissioner. That's me.
Well, you know what? Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying. It's like Congress, when you got everybody has a power veto, nobody has clear-cut control.
Right. Yep.
Oh, I get that part. That's legitimate. Where you have one guy that's like, no, go back and look at that again.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have a collaboration of guys. No, go back and look at that again before you bring that to me. Go look at that again.
Yep.
Because there's no way if I'm the head guy, this commissioner of this thing this year, there's no way you go back and look at that because you're not leaving Florida State out. You're not leaving Florida State out. No matter what you think, no matter how you think, you're not leaving Florida State out.
Yeah. And then you take it from the kids, man. You taking this from the kid that works so hard. You
Hmm.
know, and hey, like you said, man, my heart goes out to them players for Florida State, man. They work so hard in the off season to get to
Oh,
where.
definitely. If there was a if ever they I felt like somebody got cheated, Florida State got cheated.
Yeah,
Big time. Big time.
yeah.
So I don't there's nothing they can do to rectify it. They've already made their decision, and their decision is their decision, but that don't make it right.
And you know what I wish they could do? Like throw the flag, man, throw the red
Replay,
flag.
throw the red flag, replay,
and
replay.
and, and, and look, and if Florida look like the championship game is in what, January, February. If they could appeal, give them a 2 week, give them a week to appeal this decision. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely.
But that's the only thing about sports, man. Sometimes when that call is made, I seen a play. I mean, this kind of base guys, but I seen a high school play. This high school guy was 2 feet short of the end zone. The referee called it a touchdown. And because they have a rule that they don't do reviews in high school football, that what that referee said, it
No,
goes.
correct,
So I
correct.
think you should always have a chance to be able to rebuttal something if you feel like it's wrong.
Sometimes, if you go back and look at the annals of history, sometimes right corrects itself. Case in point, Michigan and South Carolina. If you look at the hit that Jadeveon Clowney put on dude, the play before that where they gave Michigan a first down on 4th and 4, and they
Yeah,
gave and he came up short and they gave him the first down, and immediately Clowney knocks the ball out of his hand and they get the ball back.
yeah.
Sometimes
Hey,
it irons itself out.
hey,
Sometimes
that's like in basketball when they say ball don't lie.
that part, that part.
Ball don't lie.
Oh, don't lie, it never does. Especially with free throws, ball don't lie, because if it's done right, you'll make them both most times, unless you're just a horrible free throw shooter, i.e. LeBron James. But but you know that saying is true. If it wasn't a foul, you go to the free throw line, ball don't lie. Just the way it is.
It may be some karma in this
Oh yeah, I
before it's
guarantee
all
you.
said and done.
Watch what I'm telling you. And I'm still sticking by my statement. And I told my wife this, and she was like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, "No, I'm dead serious. This thing is tailor made for Michigan to win it.
Yeah.
This thing is tailor made for Michigan to be a national champ."
And look at the storyline behind it with Jim Harbaugh and all his science stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Michigan versus everybody. That's what their motto be.
Hey, I seen this a little joke that I seen. They said Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh was looking. He said, "Wait a minute, we got what he said, we got Florida State signs signals, not Alabama. What we gonna do?"
Wow,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that's crazy. But either way it goes, man, I'm ready for football anyway. Wrong
Yes,
as
sir.
it is,
Yes,
you
sir.
know. And then the other teams that made it in certain bowl games, and I think sometimes right now it takes away from those other bowl games, you know.
Absolutely.
And there may be some good matches, but we all focus on this 4 game playoff. I mean,
Facts.
2 game playoff.
Facts. Well, I think we about to get booted out of here, so I think we better get up out of here, bro.
And we ain't got to go home, but we're gonna have to get up out of here.
Beans and biscuits, baby.
Ah,
Beans and biscuits. Like us on Facebook and Twitter and all that